It's this. We love football, we love food, we love animals, and we love each other. But the first two aren't really relevant for my story. So, animals. Currently my family has 6 dogs, a cat, and a bird, and this is actually a really low number for us. The high being 12 or 13 maybe. My parents have always been really welcoming to any animal that comes their way. That's something I love most about them. When I was 11, they agreed that I could have a puppy of my own, a golden retriever I named Peekaboo. To me, she was perfect, and I loved her more than anything. I talked about her incessantly. If you were in Mr. Wright's 5th grade class with me, you can vouch for this. On a regular basis, I brought in pictures of her to show everyone. I groomed her, fed her, slept with her, and spent all of my time training her. She was the center of my world. The day after Thanksgiving that year, my family was leaving our ranch after a really big day of movies, cousins, and food. We always let the dogs run after the car as we drive away so that they'll sleep soundly on their ride back to Austin. It didn't take long for Peekaboo to catch up to the car and run alongside us as we drove along, but soon I lost sight of her as she ran in front of the front tire of our Suburban. Since it was the day after Thanksgiving, all of the vet offices were closed, but I'm almost positive that she was killed upon impact. At least I've always hoped she was. After I lost her, I truly was depressed. She was my best friend. I stopped talking to friends, didn't speak up in class. I just really wasn't okay, and everyone could see that. Right before Christmas break, our class made wish booklets for each other. You were supposed to write what you would get them for Christmas if you could give them anything. When I received mine, every single one of my 18 classmates wished me to get a puppy. One of them even wished for a time machine so that I could get Peekaboo back. I've kept it ever since because it was the one thing that made me realize I wasn't alone. Some of you may have noticed that I love to wear really big flannel shirts. Yes, I do know they don't fit me, but I wear them because they were once my grandpa's. They're actually the last piece of them I have left. My papa was the best. Big, always happy. He drank dark coffee, loved Dunkin' Donuts. He was one of those people you could always depend upon to ask for a dessert menu at a restaurant. He died on June 22nd, the summer going into my sophomore year. I know we all know what it's like to lose someone you love, but on that day I lost 2 people that I loved. My papa died while I was asleep, and I spent that whole day reading because that's what I do when I want to hide from the world around me. Around 12 that night, I finally put down my book and my friend Grace called me. She told me that Mr. Jolink, the father of my 2 best friends, Will and Tatum, had died. I've always been amazingly close with these girls. They're my sisters, not just my friends. Mr. and Mrs. Jolink helped raise me, and in turn, my parents helped raise their kids. I can't tell you how painful it was to live then. Before this point, I lived a blissfully ignorant life, unaware of how unfair life could be. My grandma was without her other half, my friends without their father, and I was just angry and heartbroken. I'm not the most emotional person, and as I walked into Papa's funeral, I thought I wasn't going to cry. I don't know why, but I felt that if I didn't cry, it would help my grandma be strong. I was doing fine on until I ran into Mr. Hagen. Literally the second I saw him, I burst into tears. I truly never thought that one of my teachers would care enough to come to my grandfather's funeral, and yet here Mr. Hagen was, and he wasn't the only one. The people in this community are what helped get my family through this horrible time. Many of you went to go see the Jelinks after their father passed away, and for that I'm eternally grateful. They didn't even go to the school anymore, and yet as I sat with them at their house, countless kids and parents from the school, even some of you sitting in front of me, came to see them and to ask how they could help. I really don't think people realize how special this community is. I'm not telling these stories to make anyone feel sorry for me or my friends or my family, or to glorify St. Andrews. What I want you guys to realize is that you're sitting in a room with spectacular people, some of the best people I've ever met. When you leave this place, it's going to be hard to find a group of students and teachers who care so much. There's not another man out there with such compassion and love as Mr. Pomeroy, or someone who devotes herself more to her subject and her students than Miss Russell. I think we're all so caught up in being teenagers that we forget to stop and look at the people around us and really appreciate them. We take our fellow classmates and our teachers for granted. I really just want to make you guys stop for a second and just look at each other. Really look and notice. It took the loss of a pet, a grandpa, and a friend for me to realize how special the people around us are. And I don't want you all to leave this place not knowing that. I feel like we've all spent so much time here, even 12 years for some of us, that we just assume our friends and teachers will always be there, but they won't. We all feel like we're ready to leave, to live new lives, to meet different people, and that's great. But I feel like we say this so often that we forget about the great things in our lives now. After 5th grade, and even more since that day in June, I began to slow down and notice more things about everyone around us. Things that are weird, but nice. Things I'm going to miss. So here's some of the things that I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss Mr. Pomeroy's bow ties noise and how he yells random Russian phrases at students who walk on the grass when it's wet outside. I'm going to miss saying hi to Mr. Mabley and hearing his amazing stories. If you graduate from this school and haven't heard his new story, then you've really missed out. I'm going to miss getting flustered when I see Mr. Works walking my direction, Miss Webb's cat-themed tests, the countless campus dogs, especially Sky. When Miss Parker's random outbursts in song and his smiley face loves, the entire guidance advisory. How Mr. Campbell knows literally everything. How easy it is to get Miss Tolson off topic. I'm going to miss Anna's sarcasm in her clothes, seeing Bonnie and James sing in the stands of every sporting event. How Andrew always has a giant bag of candy with him. How eccentric my friends are. And I'm going to miss the classmates that wish a little girl could have her puppy dog. Everyone here has something to give, something that's good and fun and unique about them, something that's worth remembering. So just stop and look and find out what those things are.